Alright, you guys, welcome back to the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 2, Meant to Be Shady. We start back off at the Bloom Ball for Ashley, and her and Stacey are still arguing. Now, as far as this scene, I don't think Ashley would pull any of this mess with any of the other girls. I think she can do it with Stacey, only because Stacey is just not that confrontational. Now, don't get me wrong, Stacey do be lying, but I just don't think that Ashley would be pulling any of this, and I don't know why any of the ladies are so focused on her marriage and what she got going on. Yeah, we know she lied, but most of y'all have lied too. Now, while that's still going on, Kierna is still focused on Wendy being dismissive in public, and I just think that that's just still a ridiculous argument. I think Kierna now is reaching. Kierna is just trying to have a moment, and in my opinion, it's just childish. Now, with all this arguing, we start to see one of Karen's friends, Cookie, at the Bloom Ball, and Giselle sees her, and they start to discuss Karen and how everything how she's doing, and Giselle wants to do something for her birthday as a collective with the ladies. Now, even with all this drama, we get to know Tia just a little bit better. We get to know her background, and Stacey, of course, has to chime in that she's also Nigerian, and she just found out. And I'm with Wendy. There's no comment, because out of all this time, you're just not letting me know that you're Nigerian. I still don't believe Stacey, and I still don't believe that everyone needs to be in her business. But however, Stacey, you're making yourself a target. You don't need to chime in on everything. You don't need to be a part of everything. You don't need to follow everything. You could have just left that Nigerian comment to yourself. Now, as this party wraps up, of course, Ashley has to do something off the wall. She invites a stripper. I don't know what the point of the stripper was, but if it's for Ashley and if it's her ball, I mean, she paying for it. Hey, if she like it, I love it. Now, we head on over past Kierna's business, and we watch her get to do a little something with her ladies. And then we also get to see Wendy and Stacey meeting up for the first time at Wendy's house to discuss the Bloom Ball and what led up to the argument with Ashley. Now, after some light discussion with Wendy, Stacey informs Wendy that she is back with her husband, which is a surprise, and Wendy's over it. It's a lot of back and forth with Stacey. I wish Stacey can just be herself amongst the ladies and not have to hide so much and lie so much. It is exhausting. Nobody wants to continue to hear your dramatic stories or how y'all got back together for Arabella and you found out some things. It's just, Stacey, you could have kept all this a secret, or you could have just kept it low for the meanwhile, because nobody's believing anything. Now nobody believes that you were even divorced, which I don't believe as well. Wendy then reveals that per Giselle's friend, that Stacey did in fact start her cannabis business with the inspiration of Eddie. Now, of course, Stacey's going to deny it, and at this point, Wendy, let it go. That woman's never going to tell you the truth. It's, just let it go. Now, moving on to the next scene, we get to see Tia, more of her life, more of her family, her twins, her husband, and of course Giselle shows up to her house. And after everybody gets to meet each other, the dad and the kids leave, and Giselle and Tia begin to discuss Tia's life more, catch up on life, and then we learn more about Tia, her upbringing from London, how she got over here, how she married her husband, and it was just cute. It was a nice, cute little filler. In this next scene, we're at Ashley's house, and we see her sister, and I'm guessing her sister's babysitting because Ashley is heading to a event that involves the White House, and of course we get to see how Ashley and her sister have gotten closer together, and her sister's about to go to school at the University of Maryland. Shout out to her. And we get to see Ashley showcase her dress for the evening. Now, this is where I'm confused. Ashley did a TV show at the Love Hotel, or whatever they want to call that show, to, find her one, and she still did not end up finding anybody. So now she's back with Josh. I don't understand why you did the show other than to catch coin, Ashley. You could have spared us with all that drama with the other men at the hotel and just stayed with Josh if you knew that's who you wanted to be with. So after the scene with Ashley and Josh heading to the event for the White House, we get to see in this next scene Angel and her husband on a date night, discussing new life back in DC and Maryland. They discuss living in Colorado and their home. Now, their Colorado home is gorgeous. I would understand coming back here. It's not a lot of land, but that's something to compete with. The couple also discusses their upcoming anniversary of 6 years. Congratulations to them buying a new home. And Angel starts to discuss the ladies and being amongst the group and how she wants to get to know everyone on her own. So far, I like Angel. She seems genuine. She seems very sweet. Now we're at Kierna's beautiful condo. Giselle shows up and they begin to have like a little lunch. And of course, Kierna lets Giselle know that Greg does sleep over. She's still with Greg, and she is in a good place with Greg. It's just that her condo is just a separate place, her place of peace when she doesn't want to be around Greg. Now, the two discuss two different events. They discuss Kierna's past event and Angel's upcoming event, to which Kierna had a problem with Angel because she felt like Angel had defended Wendy to some point because Kierna still feels dismissed by Wendy. Now, I think Wendy had asked Kierna if Kierna did her own makeup, to which from the photo, Kierna looked good. So that's probably why she asked, like, girl, that makeup look good. Who did it? You know, but Kierna found offense. And then Angel asking Kierna if she did ask about her kids, which Wendy said she may not even show up to the event because her children were sick. It made Kierna feel some type of way. Kierna's already exhausting. You don't need that much heat in order to have a storyline. Just be you. You already have a storyline. You have your business. You have your boyfriend Greg. That just needs to be it. You don't need to ruffle too many feathers with the women in the group. Now in this next scene, we finally get to the Truth and Tranquility party that Angel is hosting. Now as Angel is setting up, her goal is to get to know the ladies more and for the ladies to get to know her more as well. Now as the lady starts the show, Wendy is first, and of course she meets Bobby, and some of the other ladies begin to show. And for the first time, I can actually say that I like Giselle's outfit. It looked good on her. It was real cute. As Giselle starts to discuss the no loud talking in Angel's home, Giselle also brings up the fact of Wendy and Kierna's issue. She asks them, are they good? And the ladies both say they are good. But of course, Kierna still has a little issue, but you know, she's just going to let it go for right now. Giselle then asks about Kierna and Angel's issue, which confuses Angel because Angel was fully unaware that there was any problems between her and Kierna. Now, as the rest of the ladies start to arrive, the issue between Angel and Kierna is continued to be discussed. Then Giselle mentions that Kierna had chin-checked Angel. Now, I'm not sure what verbiage they're using chin-check, but from where I'm come from in Maryland, D.C., chin-check is not a discussion. Chin-check is an actual fist fight. Like you had to put somebody in their place because of what they said out their mouth. Now, of course, Kierna denies this. But of all people to confide into, you confided into Giselle, who will find a moment to bring up your business because she doesn't have to talk about hers. Now, Stacey is the last to arrive. Kierna continues to discuss the issue of the chin check verbiage, to which Kierna apologizes, and as she should, because it wasn't that serious. You're making moments too serious, and it doesn't need to be that serious, Kierna. Now, as Stacey arrives, Tia becomes a little messy and then brings up the bowl of mints, which was kind of funny a little bit. And of course, Stacey caught what they were saying. It was like, oh, is this regard to my hot breath? Fine. Let me go get a couple of mints then. Fine. Stacey gets her mints. The ladies all step outside to participate in a sound bath. Now, with this sound bath thing, Angel is leading a fire circle, which lets the ladies all express their feelings without any interruption. Now, the ladies all take a turn expressing themselves, and it does seem kind of boring. So Stacey stands up and then invites the ladies to do a fresh start release called Dragon's Breath, or they begin to release their dragon's breath. I mean, it seems silly at the time, but they all ended up having fun. Stacey starts to talk to Ashley about the evidence in her divorce, to which she shows the ladies, and the ladies are like, this is not even filed. This is not even a stamped official documentation of their divorce. But the ladies move on. They let bygones be bygones because, you know, Stacey be lying. And at this point, can we please just let Stacey's life go? We know she was lying about the boyfriend. We know, I feel like she was lying about the divorce. But if that woman's going to lie, let that woman lie. Let her lie in peace, because that's just what she's going to do. In our final scene, we see Giselle, Kierna, Ashley, and Karen's friend Cookie. They meet at Karen's favorite food spot, and they all begin to discuss Karen and her possible B-Day celebration that Giselle wants to throw. Now, Cookie fills them in. She lets them know how Karen is doing. Karen's been working out. Karen's has been loved by the ladies in the prison, and all of a sudden Chris Samuels is mentioned. Now, Chris Samuels is the ex of Monique Samuels, who used to be on Housewives of Potomac as well. Then, out of nowhere, Ashley then mentions that Stacey was trying to get hooked up with Chris Samuels. Stacey looking mighty desperate about here in these streets. I'm gonna need Stacey to sit back and just stay with her husband. Now, I don't know if they tried to hook up before she got back with her husband, but Stacey, that's another housewives husband. You can't find nobody else. Ashley mentions that after her Bloom Ball, a friend of hers, Tatiana, says that Stacey asked her to hook her up with Chris Samuels, to which Tatiana does introduce them to each other. And once again, Stacey's about to be back in that hot seat because now the ladies are side-eyeing her yet again. But as this episode ends, we see that 3 weeks later, my girl Monique does arrive back as a friend of, to which that discussion will go down, and I cannot wait to see it. Now, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I want to know from you all how y'all feel about Stacey trying to talk to Chris Samuels. See y'all in the next video. Thank you.